right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. I am Riley with the T Storm Chasers, and we're going to take a look at your forecast. But before we do, here is a brief word from our sponsors at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And don't forget, they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Monday, January 19th, 2026. Let's go ahead and jump into this evening's video. Firstly, I wanted to go over this. This is for tonight, after dark. We are looking at a potential aurora setup here, potential northern lights here for tonight. Now, let's go over this here. It says the forecasted KP values could be around 8, which is G4 storm level. So if you know anything about aurora context, that is what we're looking at. And the forecasted G scale also is projected to be 4, which is pretty high. You know, the range of 0 to 5, that's a 4 out of 5. So that's a pretty high chance there. And, you know, the best view of this would obviously be the northern half of the country, the northern third of the country, essentially. So our region, our area is part of that. So we could very well see an aurora tonight across our area. This is a big weather story, especially if we can see it. We'll see a lot of images. People will be sending lots of photos. And please do, if you have any photos of this, be sure to send it our way here at T Storm Chasers. Anything on this event, be sure to send it to us. And the likelihood of this is pretty high. So really, as long as there's no cloud cover, we will be set for this. So this is looking pretty likely at this point that we will be seeing an aurora. And again, the northern lights could be very prevalent tonight. Now, keep in mind the aurora visibility can be hit or miss, again, depending on the storm. So it's not a for sure thing yet, but don't be surprised and be on the lookout for it. Now our attention shifts to tomorrow. We are looking at some snow to talk about for the forecast tomorrow across our region. As you can see here, there's your snow that will come from the northwest, from Canada, from Montana, and move into our region, South Dakota, Minnesota, here tomorrow. And as a result, there could be a few pockets of some accumulating snow, but overall, we're not seeing a whole lot out of this. It's not anything major, not a major system or anything like that, but there could be some snow accumulation. And then that snow will move off to the east, and then we'll watch on Wednesday. There could be another round here of some light snow across the region on Wednesday. So something to keep an eye on there. So again, tomorrow and maybe even on Wednesday, there could be some snow in the forecast. Now we're going to take a look at the snow totals map here in just a moment. But first, let's hear a brief word from our sponsor at CE Construction.
From roofing to siding, CE Construction is setting the standard across North and South Dakota. Our expert team delivers quality, durability, and trust on every project. CE Construction, Dakotans helping Dakotans with their roofing and siding needs. Call or visit us online.
And here's what we're looking at. Sioux Falls looks to see under an inch of snow. So overall, we're not seeing accumulation for Sioux Falls. But north of Sioux Falls, northeastern South Dakota, we're looking at 1 to 3 inches across the region. Maybe even 4 inches in a couple of spots, maybe around Watertown, maybe into southwestern Minnesota, maybe up near the Marshall area. 2 to 4 inches possible in those areas. And then 1 to 3 inches across southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So that's the map for, again, tomorrow into Wednesday. That's what we're looking at for the snowfall totals. Now, here is another headline. So once we get towards Wednesday, we are looking at, yes, there is a slight chance for some light snow on Wednesday as well. But we are looking at some very strong winds returning to the forecast on Wednesday. As you can see on this map, the area in red, that is where the strongest of the winds look to be across the region. Sioux Falls could see anywhere from 30 to 40 miles per hour wind gusts again on Wednesday. 35 to 55 across Nebraska. And then it looks like the worst of the winds would be across central South Dakota with wind gusts 45 to 60 miles per hour. That's according to the latest on the European model that we are showing there. So it's going to be windy on Wednesday. Be prepared for that. And the combination of that and the blowing snow, any snow that we get tomorrow could impact Wednesday as well with the blowing snow. And then the other big weather story that we have to talk about is the very cold, dangerous temperatures that are going to be coming into our region, especially as we go into later in the week. Now, we're talking Friday and Saturday looking to be the worst of the cold. Have a look at this map. This is a look at the wind chill map across our region on Friday morning. Now, this paints a picture of very, very cold air. I mean, we are talking extreme Canadian Arctic cold blast weather. Negative teens across western South Dakota into western Nebraska. Negative 20s across south central South Dakota into Nebraska. And then we have negative 30s in Sioux Falls and surrounding areas, eastern South Dakota into, central Iowa. And then we have negative 40s across northeastern South Dakota into Minnesota. That is not a typo. That is not a joke. That is for real wind chills that are, according to the latest on the European model, even look up into Minnesota, negative 50s for wind chills up into Minnesota. Luckily, that is well to our north, but it is very, very interesting stuff. And I even saw a model run that showed negative 60s up in northwestern Minnesota. So these are some serious wind chills that we're going to be having to deal with, especially Friday morning. Friday morning at this time looks to be the worst of it. So be prepared for this. Again, we're looking at the coldest weather of the winter season, by far none. Blowing snow, again, is also going to be possible, Wednesday, even into Thursday possibly, with the passage of the Arctic front. Now, again, this is all going to start on Thursday, and it's really going to kick into gear on Friday and Saturday. Now, also, real temperatures, dropping to negative 15 to negative 25 degrees, actual temps Friday and Saturday mornings. Those temperatures combined with the light winds pushing the wind chills towards negative 40s in some areas. Dangerous cold temps ahead here, folks. And the high temperatures also on Friday and Saturday will likely not make it above zero. They will be below zero. So you need to be aware of this, be prepared for this weather coming to our region, be weather aware, and stay tuned for updates. And then lastly, let's take a look at your 10-day forecast for the South Dakota area. For Sioux Falls today, again, cold today. Tomorrow and Wednesday will warm up slightly. We'll be back into the 20s, it looks like, but we're going to kick the wind up. And then we're going to fall in temperatures again for your weekend, again, starting on Thursday, dropping into the teens, and then Friday, look at that, negative temperatures for daytime highs, negative 3. That's a high temperature. Negative teens for overnight lows, and then Saturday we're going to start to very slowly warm up, single digits on Saturday, finishing out your weekend in the low 20s, and then we'll see what happens next week, but it looks more of the same. It looks cold again next week. Now, again, we have the system coming through tomorrow and Wednesday. Other than that, we don't have any systems in the forecast. And then for the Aberdeen area, similar forecast as Sioux Falls, very similar. We have temperatures around 20 tomorrow. Wind will kick up, and we will see the chances for snow tomorrow as well. And then on Wednesday, we are looking at a windy forecast, especially on Wednesday. Temperatures into the mid-20s, and then we're going to fall again in temperatures. Look at that, negative 7 by Friday for a daytime high. And then next week looks to be more of the same. We'll have temperatures in the teens, very cold forecast. For the Pierre area, similar forecast, a little bit warmer. We're in the 20s the next couple of days. We're going to crank the wind up, especially on Wednesday, and then we're going to dip in temperatures, falling to 1 degree for a high on Friday, and then 15 on Saturday, and then back into the 20s by the end of that 10-day forecast. And overall, a cold forecast, and we're not seeing moisture in the forecast other than tomorrow for Pierre. And then for Rapid City, we're looking at temperatures in the 30s for the next couple of days. cranking the wind up tomorrow and Wednesday, and then we're going to fall in temperatures, especially by Friday. That's the coldest day of the 10-day for everyone. We're looking at temperatures falling into the teens for Rapid City, and then 28 on Saturday. We'll warm up a little bit on Sunday, but it's not going to last. We're looking temperatures to fall back again next week by the end of the 10-day. And once again, for Rapid City, we're not seeing any moisture in this forecast either. So this was sponsored by the Black Venom Outdoors and the Gatekeeper Security and Fence. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Again, we want you to be weather aware and have a safety plan in place over the next few days. We have some dangerous weather ahead, again, starting with the snow and wind the next couple of days, and then the dangerous cold windshield temperatures by the end of the week, Friday into Saturday. So need to be prepared, need to be weather aware of that, and make sure just stay indoors. That's our best advice. Just stay indoors and don't be outside if you can help it. So drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. We want to hear from you guys. Give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok as well. So thank you guys for watching. We'll be back for more videos tomorrow.